Look at the broccoli. Yay, broccoli. So today's goal is to get the front axle put back in this 79 and get it out of here. Get it on down the road. Let me show you what I'm dealing with. This is the axle. You remember the video of this one where I pulled it out. Steel axle. It has these cool little cast iron little slugs that dropped in here like this. And then that's what the spindles for the front wheels sat in. I have 4 of them. The problem is a couple fold. First of all, because they are cast iron, their little, I guess you can't focus on that, their little ears break off. I tried welding on it to verify that it was cast iron, and all it does is splatter and fall off. So I can't really use these things. And if you look at the bottom side of this axle, it's just all augered out. Let me get a piece in here and drop it in. Super loose. That's why the front wheels were going in every damn direction. And this one just drops in. See, it's flush. So that has nowhere to set. So what do? Cast iron little slugs here aren't going to be able to weld. So those are out. Those are going to be ammo for a cannon or something, cannon fodder. So what I've got here is some 3/4 black pipe. It's the same diameter. Inner diameter is the same as these little cast slugs. I'm going to drop them in here like that. Since this metal is all fatigued, it's been repaired several times. And drop it in like that. Put the wheels on and get it kind of aligned to where the wheels look right, and then I'm going to tack it in place. Fill this void with weld. Come back in and then grind it, cut and grind this thing smooth. I left them a little long, as you can see, so they'll stick out in either direction so I don't inadvertently fill the holes. But I think that's going to work. And then I'll re-drill in here through the side for the grease fittings, so I can still grease inside of the, squirt grease inside of there. I think that's what's going to be, either that or replace this front axle, which is not really an option. I'm not paying those eBay prices for a new front axle. So a couple hours I should have this sucker back on its wheels driving around and on down the road. Let's see how this works out. So that's where the axle sits now. I think this is just wacky enough to work. I've got that level on there. I've got the axle itself level and plumb. I take my 4-footer and set it across top of the tires. That's dead nuts. My camber, I went vertical on this. I think there's a little bit of wear in these spindles, so if anything the bottoms will kick out, which will give a little more stability for my hot rod tractor pulling. Yeah. And I've set it up with, since this is a non-adjustable center link, I've set it up with a static 1/4-inch toe in. So I think with the wear of these, with the wear of the bearings and the front end parts, it should almost be toe neutral or just slightly toed in. I'm hoping for about 1/8 of an inch toe in, just to give it some stability when you're driving. So that's where that sits. I'm going to come in and weld here, fill this up, make a couple passes with the MIG, flip it over, do the same on the bottom, and then I'll cut the pipe. Yeah, as I said, I left it a little high. And I think we've got enough gap down here that it'll be all right. Let's see how this goes together. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So I've scrubbed this up, hit it with a wire wheel, cleaned it up the best that I feel like cleaning it up. And my welding guru Troy mentioned whenever you're going over previously welded seams, like here on this corner, remember the backside, and really greasy type oil like that, or greasy type metal like that, heat it with a torch, heat it up real good with a torch. So I'm going to blast that, get it good and hot before I start laying the weld in. And that should help give it some strength. So let's see how this goes. So there's the weld. I trimmed it and dressed it. Actually, I trimmed it. Now I'm going to clean it and dress it. See how it looks in a minute. Re-drill these. I filled up right there. I filled up the Zerk fitting holes. I'm going to drill them a little higher, since this is a full pipe that goes all the way through. See how it looks here in a few minutes of filing. The axle hangs back in the tractor. It's tight, everything's tight. I've been greasing everything as I go, all the fittings, the pins, cleaning, greasing. I'm gonna pop that Zerk fitting in there, and there, and we'll put the front end, put the spindles in. Well, that can't be right. Well, that's not right either. Now that's more like it. Doesn't look so bad. I think the camber's about right. I'm going to clear out some of these tools and take it for a little spin. That can't be good.